Prakash Diwan is with us. Prakash, good afternoon. Apologies, we are coming so late to you, but your thoughts on the way this whole DHFL issue played out today?
So let me make it quick and fast because I'm sure markets are now shut, so it really doesn't matter. The fact that we had a very quickly conducted con call by the management, represented by fairly decent level of senior management there, and still the stock didn't see that kind of a takeoff or turn of mindset, tells you that there's a wave of selling that is still waiting to happen. I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with just DHFL, that it's been kind of made to be the scapegoat for this entire liquidity issue that is hitting the market. By the way, a week back, Edelweiss also raised some money at about close to 11% yield. So that went away unreported of sorts. So I think there is an issue with NBFCs getting overvalued, and there's this whole correction that's structurally expected, and it's become very vicious. So my sense is that panic and fear combination is kind of adding up to the high valuation stage, and that's exactly why you don't find takers in this. So next week would probably be a continuation of this capitulation, maybe slightly milder, and it's you remember it's expiry week also, Anuj, so there will be some ramifications of that adjustment. But I think we are in for some tough times in terms of a reset of the valuation game, and then probably October could be a altogether new look at how things are.
Okay. Prakash, good afternoon, and again, apologies. I mean, it's been that kind of a roller coaster day. But, I just want to extend that point. What we saw today, you mentioned that Edelweiss has been doing its own selling as well. Mutual funds will do what they need to do in order to build sufficient cash to prepare for an event, and the event being IL&FS. And we all hope we don't go down to that brink. Yeah. But the manner in which this extrapolated in the equity market, with a stock being hammered 50%, something doesn't quite add up over there, right? And I mean, mutual funds have been doing the selling, as DSP told us. They have been building up cash, doing some selling over the course of the last several days. Today was not an exceptional day.
That's right. Yeah. No, so I think it's just being, exaggerated because of the kind of vulnerability of the market. Should be the texture of the market. The moment we opened today morning, when Yes Bank was down some, humongous 30%, 40%, whatever, these are situations which don't happen every now and then. I mean, this was a historic day where a bank with such a huge market capitalization sees this kind of capitulation just because of a little bit of an uncertainty, eventually post-January in the leadership. Now, if it's an institutional setup, if it's a bank which is governed by so many covenants and so many principles, why would it, have such an issue in terms of losing 40% of its value? So there is an overreaction because people are expecting the market to be weak. And when you find the reason, when you find the trigger, everybody starts unanimously looking at it as the done thing, and that's what happened. And 3 hours later, you had DHFL getting hammered by that, and I don't see a reason. If there was a DHFL issue, specific issue, why would a Cholamandalam Finance be hammered? Why would a India Bulls Housing also want to go through that 24%? Capital adequacy ratio, and you still believe this could upset things by 20% of the company's value in a single hour. So I think it's overreaction, and these things do happen when the market is overstretched in terms of its valuation. And I like what Mr. Hemendra Kothari said when you were talking to him, that these are excesses. First it was on the way up, now it's on the way down. So the market will have to probably find its equilibrium sometime, and hopefully next week is the time. And it's a decent, favorable set of levels that we probably start seeing in the market.
Final question then before you get set for a much-needed weekend break, I think. Prakash, what did you buy today? If you can't tell us that, tell us what you plan to buy as this continues.
No, I was liking the fact that you were discussing Page Industries, and while it doesn't come cheap, flight to safety and flight to quality is something that you always have to keep on reminding yourself. Look at a Biocon, look at a Syngene. There was some very positive news flow around these stocks, but they just got ignored and eclipsed. So this is what you need to look at, and always somebody else's weakness is somebody else's strength. So you had the OMCs doing well, and so I think the market will keep on giving those opportunities. So always keep your shopping list ready. Don't just put a date on it. You never know when you are going to get for a bargain deal, but there's enough to buy in the market, and I'm sure next week we'll have more to add to.